Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Flying Fluffy one more day until the Stanley Cup Finals stream. Hello, Owls. Hello, Michael. Hello, Kenneth. How's everybody doing? Do we got any? Do we got any exciting news? Also, I have not watched Urinating Trees Haters Guide to the Stanley Cup Finals yet, so I don't want to hear his I don't want his prediction spoiled for me. Also, did Urinating Tree ever come out with a reason why he took down Congrats Rangers? Michael is in Norway. You missed you. Hey, I hope you're having a good time in Norway. Hello, Rosado. How you doing? Hello, Guitar Crow. How you doing? Let's see. So, according to ESPN, oh yeah, in case you haven't heard, the six finalists for the Utah NHL franchise is Utah Blizzard, Utah Hockey Club, Utah Mammoth, Utah Outlaws, Utah Venom, and Utah Yeti. So, how is everybody doing? Michael says 2 a.m. puck drop. Oh no. That's right, you're in Norway, so it's gonna be like 2 in the morning. Fluffy is doing much better now that the humidity is no longer 100% out there. The NHL and Amazon Prime are doing a docu-series on the NHL playoffs with Kachuk included. That's awesome. Is this going to be released before or after the Stanley Cup Finals? So it's on. Let me see what's going on Twitter. Let's see. Jameson Olive has a hilarious quote from Paul Maurice on taking over a good team in Florida. I showed up here and they had 122 points. I managed to get them down to 92 in 1 year. Brilliance. The Panthers and Stars won the Dillman Award as the top media relations staffs in the NHL for 2023-24. Luosterainen said last year I wasn't able to play, so I'm really excited for the challenge and I'm ready to go. Yeah. I bet he is excited. Oh yeah, the first rushes this morning. So these are the players that you're going to see on the ice tomorrow, most likely. Verhaeghe, Barkov, Reinhart, Kachuk, Bennett, Rodriguez, Luosterainen, Lundell, Tarasenko, Lorenz, Stenlund, Okposo, and Van Forsling, Ekblad, Nikola Montour, OEL, Kulikov, Bobrovsky, Stolar. So literally nothing has changed about the lineup. It appears we are sticking with Lorenz and Okposo with Stenlund on the fourth line. Tarasenko is on the third with Luosterainen and Lundell. Rodriguez is with Bennett and Kachuk on the second. And Verhaeghe, Barkov, and Reinhart form a great first line. Michael says, Okposo, no! Let's see. Owl says Tarasenko needs to give full effort after this. Tarasenko needs to give full effort this one series, or it really hurts our depth moving Verhaeghe. Kenneth says after the finals, I'll be changing back to my Chargers logo. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck to the Chargers this year. Maybe they'll actually make the playoffs now that Staley is no longer the coach. Qatar Crow says, I might cry seeing Barkov lift the cup. He deserves it so damn much. Yeah. All those players out on the ice deserve to lift the cup. The Panthers have worked very, very hard to get ourselves back to the finals the year after losing the finals. Owls, every NHL team, every team in the NHL can take advantage of there's basically a loophole in the NHL rules, which means there is no salary cap during the playoffs. Yeah, the last two teams that made back-to-back finals won the second time. That also includes the last two teams that made it back to the finals after losing the finals the previous year. One of those teams, ironically, is the 1984 Oilers. Hey, Jake the Minnesota sports fan has been a member for a month. Thank you very much. Says, howdy, LFG. Hoping for a great series. Hell yeah. It should be an awesome series. Hey, Matthew Kachuk, you are not allowed to suffer another serious injury, Kachuk. We need you out there, buddy. JC says, it's like the night before Christmas. You can't wait. Yeah. Well, it's up to the Panthers. Panthers are either giving us a Christmas present in June or a big pile of coal. Guitar Crow says, I remember Ekblad getting injured versus Dallas a few years ago and seeing him win. It'll be a great story. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of buzz in the air. A lot of reasons to be excited. I mean, the Panthers have made it back to the finals. And we are facing up against the Oilers, who are looking. The Oilers are looking for glory in their own right. They would be the first Canadian team in over 30 years to win it all. They haven't been to the finals in 18 years. Mr. Fossey says, I am going to game 1. You can't wait. You got your heart medicine ready. Yeah, everybody get their heart medicine ready. Owl says you're mad that the Panthers have home ice. The first 2 games you won't get to see that Oilers. Yeah, there's a Bobrovsky, Stolars, Bill Zeno, Paul Maurice, and Kachuk accounts on the channel. Welcome, everybody. Let's see. Igor Shesterkin was asked if he is thinking about a long-term contract with the Rangers, and his reply was, I'm sorry, I don't speak English. Dallas Stars forward Joe Pavelski says, this is it for me. Says it's not official, but said it was known for a long time that this was his last go. Plan is not to play next season. Yeah. Colin, Jaws is driving back home after picking up my brother from my mom's house. So Matthias, my brother Matthias, is going to be here. He's going to spend tonight and tomorrow night, which means you'll probably see him on the live stream during Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Marines of Saturn says, so are we going to see Joe come out of retirement next year to play for the Panthers? We've already done the whole get a Joe out of get a elderly Joe to come play for us. Owl says it's being talked about today that UC Saros is waiting to sign a new contract because Igor is going to break the goalie pay scale like Price did. Talked about today. Bob still makes millions more than top goalies because of that. Now, so game one tomorrow. I'm counting down the hours here. I'm really hoping that the Panthers get the series off to a great start. I think there might need to be a brief adjustment period. It's either from the start the Oilers are going to have to adjust to our defense, or we're going to have to adjust to Connor McDavid. If we play the way we did in Game 6 against the Rangers, we should be good to go. Now, the other thing we're all hoping for is obviously that everybody stays healthy. We did invest in some depth during the off season and at the trade deadline. There is a reason we acquired Tarasenko and Ogboso, and why both of them are now in the Stanley Cup final lineup. So, if you had to bet on the over-under, have they established any odds for game one, like over-under goals? Owl says it's going to be torture if the Panthers sleep through a couple of games mid-series like they are known to do, especially after the Oilers punished Dallas for that. No Aiden Hill, but there is a Stuart Skinner. Either we're getting the Skinner that played in the first couple of rounds, or we're getting the Skinner that made Dallas look terrible. How about the under for Okposo points? Yeah, no kidding, right? So, if you've got any ideas for how exactly do the Panthers contain, or at least I believe one of the Florida Panthers players joked that there's no stopping McDavid. So, do you believe that the Panthers' strategy will be to do their best to shut down Edmonton's depth scoring? Or do you think the Panthers are going to try and do what they have done with all the other opponents, which is completely shut down their top line and then let our depth take care of their depth? I also think this series is just going to be chaos. Oh, yeah. We actually do have. So, Christ, the Celtics beat the Mavericks 107-89 because Porzingis returned, and yeah, hopefully the Mavericks can respond quickly. The Mavs were apparently limited to just 9 assists. Also, the Chicago White Sox were handed their franchise record 14th straight loss yesterday at the hands of the Boston Red Sox. And they didn't just lose. The Red Sox beat the White Sox 14-2. The White Sox are 15-48. Good Lord. And I thought the Marlins were terrible. So I'm sure. Kenneth says versus the Oilers. You shut down the top line, forget the depth. Yanmark, Ryan, Brown aren't scoring. Owl says this is going to be a long series with all the 2-day breaks. Could go all the way to the end of June. Yeah. Yeah, Marlins only the second worst team in the league. Like the Chicago White Sox have just found inconceivable ways to lose and keep losing. At least the Marlins finished May with a winning record of 14-13. So, anyways, the anticipation for the Stanley Cup Finals must be immense, and just Kachucking Around says hold McDavid to a point per game and shut down their second line. Lundell is the key for us. David Green says, you guys shut down Cooch pretty hard. He's still got decent number of points, but nothing like before. Do the same thing to McDavid, and it should be a quick series. Hey, Eric Weinstein is a new member. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. So, yeah, my dad has a podcast. He does it about, I think he was aiming for twice or 3 times a week. Yes, Eric. Lomberg is still out of the lineup. Lorenz and Okposo are Stedlin's line mates on the fourth line. Panthers win by playing 5-on-5. Yeah, do not take penalties against the Oilers. Good Lord. And also, going up a man might not be very advantageous because it was either the Stars' power play is that god-awful or the Oilers' PK is a legitimate threat. So, let's see. Oh, here's an interesting. So, Mike McDaniel is apparently Mike McDaniel has been implementing the number 24 in several staff meetings throughout the offseason instead of reviewing practice film at noon. He pushed the start time to 12:24 because McDaniel wants to emphasize it's been 24 years since the Dolphins last won a playoff game. So it seems like McDaniel is trying to get the players and the staff to realize that the ultimate goal is actual success in the playoffs. He wants the Dolphins to be able to face that long drought and finally be able to conquer it. And Tua is apparently not blind to quarterback deals, but not concerned yet. He said he's confident he and the team will reach an extension before the start of the regular season. Don't do it, Dolphins. Wait until after this season to give him his extension. Hello, Dana. Just chucking around says we should be allowed to just opt out of the power play and they can drop 2 minutes from the game. But that wouldn't be ideal. That wouldn't be an ideal scenario whenever if the Panthers were, say, losing by 1. That's the only drawback. Hot Dog says today is the day. No, tomorrow is the day. We've still got another 24 hours. More than that, actually. Dog says Paul Maurice should introduce some profanity into the lives of the Dolphins players. So there's a lot to be said. I mean, the Panthers have to be able to shut down the Oilers' top line if we're to have any hope of winning. Because throughout the playoffs, if I am not mistaken, there was only one game where it was not a blowout or like a 2-1 or 3-2 game. and where what both teams got at least 4 goals, and we lost that game. No, hot dog. Well, I wish it was tonight. I'm looking forward to it. My dad wanted me to do this stream basically so we could talk about the finals, get ourselves pumped and ready to go. Only problem with that is I need to keep thinking about stuff to say when there haven't been any games played yet. So the good news is that the finals are starting tomorrow. So will I be hyped? Will I be hyped or nervous tomorrow? How about both? I mean, certainly there are some jitters when your team is facing off the greatest player in the game right now, a guy who has finally made it to the finals for the first time in his career. Yes, Sunswite, I actually mentioned that earlier in the stream. Yeah, scheduling McDaniel is scheduling meetings to be at 24 past the hour to remind everyone it's been 24 years. 24 years since winning a playoff game. Yeah. Reads the Saturn says Panthers throw one game in Edmonton to win in 5. They suit up everyone that never plays. Or guys like Cousins and Lomberg on the first line and get Lou in that and Hornquist on the third line. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, iDog. I do not want to be the team that loses to Canada for the first time in decades while still having no cups. Yeah, I'm not surprised that McDavid and Draisaitl have both said cup or bust. I mean, the Panthers must have the same attitude, I'm sure. After last year coming so close, I think the Panthers have the Panthers have been on a rampage to get back to the Cup Finals, and now that we're back in, we've only got one more opponent left to take care of, and they might be the most challenging of them all, depending on, it all depends on how Stuart Skinner plays, because McDavid is going to be McDavid. You might get a couple of random guys from Edmonton depth scoring, but will Stuart Skinner be the goalie he was against the Stars, or will he be the guy that got pulled for Calvin Pickard in those round 2 against the Canucks? Risa Sarah says next year Draisaitl will be a Panther. Year after that, McDavid will be a Bolt. Panthers winning it all and crushing it. Any Canadian teams hopes of winning the Cup. Strafossi, you went to the Iceplex to buy some Stanley Cup gear and you met Roberto Luongo in the store. He couldn't have been a nicer guy. You talked to him for that. That's awesome, Strafossi. That's pretty cool. What's up, Darius? Well, his name is Pickard, like Pickard. He needs to be made captain of whatever team he's on right now. Well, he's the Oilers. He's the Oilers' backup goalie. I doubt they're taking away that captaincy from McDavid anytime soon. So, how many goals do you think there will be in game 1 alone? Yeah, just a reminder that this is the first game 1 and game 2 that Amarant Bank Arena will have ever hosted. Kenneth says if Utah becomes the Outlaws, they should only sign 4 flying fighters. Yeah, like make an entire team of Evander Kanes. Which would fit the Outlaws theme more? An entire team of Evander Kanes, an entire team of Radko Gudises. But of course, the Utah is inheriting a young promising team that the Coyotes had started to build. My personal pick for the Utah name is still Mammoth. GM Ron Hextall. No, Hextall has had enough chances as a GM. No, there shall be no skits taunting Skinner. I don't even want the fans to taunt Skinner. Idog says, I hope hockey works in Utah, but you'll be so pissed if they win the cup in their first year or first few seasons like Vegas did. They need to suffer a little first. Idog, you hope hockey. I just read that comment, didn't I? like I mentioned, I don't think Yeti is a great choice for today because the Colorado Avalanche exist, and the Avalanche might not be using any Yeti, but certainly the Avalanche might be a little miffed if the Yeti name is taken over by another team. I get are the Rockies in Utah? Would there be any mountains in Utah big enough to hold Yeti? Literally, Colorado Avalanche. They've got the whole mountain team going already. And I think Yeti is like an extension of the mountain. So let's see what we've got. We've got the Panthers against the Oilers. We got Burkhoff and Kachuk. Who? Here's a question. The Oilers have McDavid and Draisaitl. Are there any two players on the Panthers right now that you would say that's our McDavid and Draisaitl? Would you say it was Barkov and Kachuk? Barkov and Kachuk? Maybe Barkov and Forsling, even though Forsling's a defenseman. You're just glad they aren't going with a boring name like Blue Jackets, Senators, same. You'll have to cross your fingers that they don't go with Utah Hockey Club. I am bewildered that name made it past the first round of voting. I wonder how many of the people who voted for that really think it's a good name, and how many of them did it just so there would be the meme name of, oh, look, it's the NHL equivalent of Washington football team. Bennett's been scoring a lot lately, but you wouldn't say he's that level. Okay. No team is McDavid Draisaitl. That's probably correct, Kenneth. Like, that is just a lot of high-end talent. The Leafs thought they might have that, but the Leafs talent disappears like every single year in the playoffs. Yeah, we just have to shut them down. That's the most important thing. As long as the Panthers play their game, as long as the Panthers play their game, especially the game we played against the Rangers in Game 6, we should be good to go. Even if Stuart Skinner turns into a Swayman or Shesterkin or Vazzy. Who wins tomorrow? The team that has more goals than the other as time expires, or who scores first in overtime. Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about that part. How many of these games are going to overtime? Michael, I did not. I know my dad made a short video about it, but I'll have to watch it. They haven't even they haven't been played on the same line lately. McDavid, Hyman, Ryan Nugent Hopkins. Well, I mean, Hyman's play has earned a spot on that top line. Nugent Hopkins is kind of a surprise, both in how he's performed this postseason and the fact that he's on the first line instead of a. In the normal circumstance, who would be on the first line? Who would Draisaitl be replacing on that first line? They never play on the same line other than the power play. I see. So it's hilarious though that Maurice Maurice was quoted on taking over a good team in Florida State. Showed up here, they had 122 points, managed to get them down to 92 in 1 year. Brilliance. They played on the same line for years when they sucked more than they do now. Oh, okay. Depending on depending on the internet or whatnot, I may or may not be lagging at the moment. It's a very intermittent signal today. So we got only about was it 24? 24. We got approximately 31 hours to go. Can't it can't it be Saturday already? How much do other teams hate Florida teams now? Last 5 years have been 5 consecutive appearances in the Cup Finals by a Florida team. Florida man strong. Marlins Rays make up for it. The Reigns of Saturn. Look, if you've had to deal with if you've had to deal with toxic Oilers fans, then I can I can sort of understand why you have the opinion you do on the Oilers. But let us face the reality. The Oilers, I would be shocked if the Oilers don't win at least a game, if not two. The Oilers are really damn good. Honestly, the whole outcome of the series is going to predicate on how Stuart Skinner plays compared to Bobrovsky. Edmonton's current weather 63 degrees. Sunrise current weather 94. Meanwhile, here in Maryland, it's 79 and sunny. I think the last thing that any Panthers fan can afford to do right now is get cocky or think we're going to destroy the Oilers outright. The Panthers still have to win 4 more games to be able to hoist the Stanley Cup. 4. Not 1, not 2, not 3, 4. And I think as long as the Panthers, just as long as the Panthers play their game, stay healthy, and Bobrovsky continues being Bobrovsky, even the even it's not even been Vesna Bob that's taken us this far. Bob's numbers are nowhere near the numbers that he had in last year's finals, but he's made the timely saves, and he also has his bobbery against Tampa, which is going to be a on the highlight reel for of Panthers playoffs or about another 10 years. So the Panthers went through quite the gauntlet. Panthers went through a gauntlet of teams with great offensive talent and excellent goaltending. We almost completely shut down Kucherov and out, and we made Vasilevsky's time a living hell on the ice. Then we were able to eventually beat Jeremy Swayman while in the process making the stops against Boston that we needed to make. I wouldn't exactly call it a full shutting down of Boston, since they did win. They did convincingly win games 1 and 5. And of course, did you see the numbers that we held Panarin, Zibanejad, and Trocheck to? And also the fact that we were able to ultimately prevail against Igor Shesterkin when he was allowing all of 3 goals on most nights. Okay, reads a Saturn. I know you did not just compare to the Oilers to the freaking Capitals. You are out of your mind, out of your gourd, if you think that Oilers and Capitals would be a 7-game series of 2 beer league teams slugging it out. I mean, seriously? Did you not see how the Capitals were dispatched quickly and efficiently up against the Rangers? Okay, see ya, Kenneth. Let's see. Hey, look who finally showed up.
It was, yeah. Hi, Philby. You want to get up? Oh, good. All right, go ahead and end it so you can help me with all of this food.
All right, well, my dad is, at least come say hi to the people.
Just give me this second. Hold on. Okay, buddy. Come here. Hold on. I'm here.
The Reeds of Saturn has gone insane with how weak he thinks the Oilers are. He compared them to the Capitals.
All right. Okay. Say hi to the dog. Okay. Yeah.
Well, just as long as you aren't actively trashing the Oilers every social media platform.
All right, here, these are some shorts for you from your mother. Okay, buddy.
Shorts?
I guess she's got some shorts there.
Oh.
All right, let me get this food out of the way. It's so bad, so I'll just go say hi. Come here, I get you a treat. I can't get past the dog. I can't. Just hi, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. I can't get past the dog. Okay. Hold on. All right, come here. I know you're a good boy. I know I was on 2 hours. It's terrible. I know. I can't get past.
Yeah, there should be no Panthers fans drinking the Kool-Aid. Not after last year.
No. All right, come here, buddy. Let me get you a treat. Okay. This bag's almost empty here.
The fact is that we might be playing the most difficult series we've had so far, especially if Skinner continues to play like he did against the Stars.
Yeah, I mean we've got a lot of offensive talent, so I feel comfortable. All right,
okay.
From the depths of 2 hours of driving, I'm nauseous. I got to eat something, Kyle.
All right,
we will see you tomorrow night. We're gonna go live 1 hour before the game, just to piss Kyle off.
No,
we're not. You want to do noon tomorrow and a half hour before the game, or you want to do 1 hour before the game? Speak.
Come on.
All right, I guess. There you go. There's my help. I'll see you 1/2 hour before the game tomorrow. Okay.
Don't
you did it to yourself. Okay, you're a good boy.
All right, I'll see you. Everybody will see you later.
We'll see you tomorrow. I'll have a community post out with what we're doing tomorrow. Okay.
All right, peace out, everybody.
Okay.